Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. But not tonight. Tonight we have a special guest. He goes by the name of Splinter, aka Chris. I actually met him. I think I saw him on 23andMe, but I think I knew of him before that. He has a YouTube channel, and it used to be called Methadone Detox, but he changed the name of it. So, hey Holly, hey Classy, hey Amy, hey y'all. He changed the name of it, and it's like he did his interview with 23andMe, and he's going to come and share with his experience, strength, and hope tonight. Y'all know the deal. He's going to share his story, how he got into his addiction, what it was like before, what it was like during, and what it's like now. And we're just going to have a conversation. It's going to be a good time. And yeah, I'm just waiting on him to come on over. And while he is making his way over here, I'll greet all you guys. Hey, Amy. Hey, Angel. Hey, Kim. I see y'all. I see y'all. Hey, Cindy. What's up, my ladies? I'm so glad you guys are here. For those of you that don't know, I don't know if any of you guys are interested, but you can ask both Cindy's and Heart's Love about it. I have a Patreon if you guys want to join. I'm going to put the link right here, but don't feel obligated. It's just if you want to. I have patreon.com/real talk recovery. Yeah, there you go. I know, Kim, I've gotten addicted to doing it. Like, I love hearing people's stories. That's one of my favorite kind of meetings to go to, is a speaker meeting. So getting to sit up here and hear different people's experiences, I just get so much out of it, and it inspires me. So yeah, that's what I'm like, you know what? I don't know anybody who's doing live stream interviews like this. Hey, Whitney, what's up, girl? Hey, Shannon. And so I really, really enjoy it. So I reached out to a girl. I don't know if you guys went over and watched her interview. Arkansas on 23andMe, but her name is Kayla, and her husband did a interview on Josh's channel, and she has 2 years clean, and she beat a CPS charge. So I'm trying to get her, or a CPS case. I'm trying to get her over here to share her story about that, because I want to talk to a couple of women who have gotten their children, taken away and then got them back. And so that way, because I know a lot of you guys are maybe in that situation, or maybe you have been in that situation. And I know that when I was going through my Child Protective Services case, it was so discouraging. I didn't know if I was ever going to get my son back. And so it would be really cool if I could have a couple of people on that have been there, gotten their kids back. You know what I mean? Thank you, Cindy. There's Cindy just linked his channel for you guys. I appreciate that. And you guys, trying to think what else I want to say before he comes on. Good, Whitney. That makes me so happy to hear that. Hey, Lisa. It really is so scary whenever you're going through that. And I actually have 2 girls that are in the process of getting their kids back that I've been talking to recently. And, it's just scary thinking, it's scary because our addiction, we choose our addiction over anything. And it's not, I hate to use the word choose, because it's really not even a choice. It's like our brains are hijacked by drugs, and so we lose the power of choice. And I was over on Avalon's channel today, and she was talking about that. And it's, it's crazy the things that we'll do and how far we'll go when we're in our active addiction. We'll do anything, Hey, Jordan, what's up, girl? You can come on anytime you want to, baby. Hey, Cindy Briggs. There's my pit bull. That's my pit bull, Cindy Briggs. Y'all better watch out now. I ain't got her on the chain tonight. Hold on. playing. Uh, and you know, I was looking up my analytics to see, like, I have been looking it up because I'm like all trying to find out all this like technical stuff. Y'all know I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Hey Chris, what's up? Hey Leroy, what's up, Leroy? We got Chris coming on the channel tonight, so you guys that are in the chat, stick around. It's not going to just be us ladies tonight. Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate that. So how was everybody's day today? How's everybody doing in the recovery? Are y'all hanging on? I'm hanging on, you guys. I ordered a book online called Codependency No More. It's a book by a lady named Melanie Beattie. And we're going to read that book here on my channel, and we're going to work out of it because your girl is codependent, and I need to work on standing on my own 2 feet. I think I'm even codependent with my husband, you know, but since he has gotten a job and I have a job and we have our son, it has forced me to be more independent, you know, because he's at work. Leroy says he's hanging on day 129. Dang, that's so good, Leroy. That is amazing. Congratulations. I am so proud of you. I don't know how many days I've been sober. I know how many years, but I don't know how many days. The other day I saw somebody post on Facebook, and they literally put the seconds, how many seconds they've been sober. It was like 43,999,000. It was like a huge number, you know. Everybody, listen to this, you guys. I was also watching, I don't know if I was watching something or I was hearing it, but someone was talking about, oh gosh, was it her opiate fix? I can't remember. Somebody made a video. I think it was Leonard a couple of weeks ago. Our guest is here. I see you.
How's it going?
What's up? I am so glad you're here, man.
Me too. Love your channel. You're awesome.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Listen, okay, so here's the deal. I had my girl Cindy. She linked your channel in the live stream. We got 16 people in the live stream right now. As the video goes on, it'll go up, you know.
Yeah.
I want to know, because I don't know your story. I heard the interview you did with Josh, but I don't know the whole story. So this is what I want you to do. This is kind of like an outline. Can you tell us what it was like when you were a kid before your addiction, what it was like when you got into your addiction, and what your life is like now and what you're doing now?
Okay. Well, when I was a kid, I was pretty wild, really, really wild. I don't think I have any high school credits. I was 14 years old, hitchhiking from Bakersfield, LA, just being a punk rocker and skateboarding, sober. But now I look back, I wonder some of the people, I was hanging out with a lot of older people. I wonder, man, I think they were high in hindsight.
Where were your parents at? Like, where was your parents?
Well, I didn't have any contact with my dad. I didn't have any contact when I was like from 2 to 16. At that time I had a mom and a stepdad. So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to the mom and stepdad scenario.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, they got new kids and stuff. So they got their own little thing going on. So I was pretty much allowed to, you know, I could just act like I was over here at my grandma's or my aunt's, whatever. No one really checked. I could just run amok.
Oh, okay. So your mom got with your stepdad, and she was kind of preoccupied with the new kids.
Right. New life and all that.
Okay. So you're 14 and you're hitchhiking. Keep on going. I'm listening.
Yep. I caught a burglary at 14, did 6 months in jail and everything. Actually, no, it's funny. I did 5 days for the burglary and then 6 months for not going to school. I think Cindy has a similar story. We're talking in the comment section. It's funny, you know, how probation works. But yeah, so I was wild and I didn't do any drugs until I was about 16 or 17. I start, you know, messing around with meth and stuff like that, getting all crazy in the game. But the heroin addiction didn't start till 2004. And that's when things really picked up. And it was because of Oxycontins. So I always hated heroin. I did heroin a couple times prior to that and hated it.
So tell me this. Okay, so when you were younger, why do you think you started getting on drugs? Was it because you didn't have your dad around and you missed that connection with a fatherly figure?
That could be it. You're going deep. I like that. You're going deep. But honestly, I can say this. in hindsight, I think I had PTSD before they even knew what PTSD was. Like because of the experience I had when I was 5. And so I think I just pre-medicated, and it really like put me in a, a lot of mental imbalance. So just I'll touch on it real quickly. I was kidnapped from a park actually when I was 5.
Okay.
So,
tell me about that. Tell me about that.
Well, just I was at a park, at a playground. My mom would let me go to the park, and our back patio in the apartments faced it. And then a guy just lured me into the bathroom. There was a pool and a bathroom, and then whatever. And then we tried splitting. He tried to split with me, and then someone was like already started looking. They're out looking, and they caught him trying to leave the apartments with me. So yeah.
Oh my
But I mean, the damage was done, and it was crazy. And it's funny because he went to jail, and I guess he got stabbed real bad. It really got jacked up. And the people were telling my mom that in court, like this guy almost lost his life in jail. And his lawyer's like, you don't have to tell her that. My mom's like, no, tell me. I want to hear about it. You got pictures? So yeah, that always makes me feel good. I knew the fellas handled it. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever I was a kid, I was always like really paranoid and really afraid that I was going to get kidnapped by somebody. And so I can just imagine being a little boy with your mom and somebody taking you away. And then thank God that your family was looking for you and they caught him before they got away, because you wouldn't even be here. You'd probably be dead.
Yeah, not a family member, a neighbor, a kid, a neighbor kid that was out looking. So a 16-year-old black kid, and actually bombed on this guy because he was like en route, like trying to jam out with me. And so this black 16-year-old kid who happened to be playing basketball or whatever and seeing that commotion, and they like knew they were looking for a little boy, and he saw them and he freaking attacked the guy and everything. So it's pretty crazy.
Thank God for him.
Yeah. So it created a lot of fear.
Purpose. That's why you have a purpose, and that was your higher power's way of like coming in and saving you at 5 years old, so that way you can tell the story now. Okay, so tell me about methamphetamine into Oxycontin.
Hang on, something happened. Hang on, I lost you somehow. Okay, hold up. There we are. Are we back? Okay, tell you about what. So I just want to take this real quick though. What I think happened before we leave the subject. So it made me very, very fearful. Like I was so afraid, like from like that age to like 12, 13, 14. Like I remember when I'd go to the supermarket, my parents, they'd always took a long time. I'd have to go to the restroom and just like trip me out trying to imagine going to the restroom at the supermarket. But then when it came to a day when like I wasn't fearful anymore, then I just turned into a very aggressive person. Because I was like, I almost wish someone would run up on me. And it was like a mental flip-flop from being real fearful to like finding myself as a man and becoming like a alpha male. I mean, like, I wish you would. And it made me like very aggressive and very
angry inside, I'm sure.
Probably angry. So I think I self-medicated with the drugs.
That's what I think. That's what we all do. Is a lot of us, it's because we're medicating to get away from those feelings that we have on the inside. But I mean, your situation, I feel like having somebody abduct you is real serious. So I can understand. Like, I had a family. My parents are still married. Like, your situation, I almost feel like, damn, I see why you went down the road you went down, but I feel like I look at myself and I'm like, you didn't have an excuse, Nicole. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say I had an excuse either, and I'm sure you had a good valid reason. But by the time I started doing drugs, I was just trying to party. I wasn't trying to kill the pain. So,
Right. So tell me about, why did you start doing methamphetamine? How did that start out?
I started out with my dad. Like I told you, I didn't have any contact between 2 and 16 with my dad. And he has a lot of money. And then one day he just woke up, felt real guilty, like, dang, I got a 16-year-old son out there. So he went and picked me up, found me. I was living with my mom and, deplorable conditions and all that. So he snatched me up, moved me in with him. And then he had like a guilt complex. He could not say no. Like I could just be like, Dad, let me get a guitar, get one. Shoes, another pair of shoes. I could just keep kicking down. And so I kind of manipulated him. And anyway, he had a lot of property. He ended up moving me into a rental house with my stepmom's son, so my stepbrother. And me and him were both druggies, like young, moved in this pad to have no bills. My dad was paying everything. And our neighbor sold meth. And it was in Oildale, California. Hello, people. If you heard of Oildale. And so this dude was cutting through our yard to make all these drug deals. We lived in the alley, and he would pay us off with meth. And at first, like, we're going to sell this meth. Then we're like, we're going to sell it. And end up not selling it.
I totally get it. Yeah. So you got on the meth. What happened? Tell me how that shifted into opiates.
Okay. Yeah. I was just doing meth for a long time, started going to prison in and out. And I had done heroin a bunch of times and hated it. I would always be like, if I couldn't score any meth or just like if someone had it or whatever, and even in jail, and it would just make me sick and dizzy, want to throw up every single time. Just could not stand it. But yet I went and did more. Is that funny or what? I hate that stuff. Yeah, I'll take a little bit. So go to but then I started doing Oxycontins, and then I didn't really know I can get strung out until I got a girlfriend from, she was getting them, and then we broke up. Obviously, I couldn't have no more, and I started getting real sick. Like, what is this? And I just went to a friend's house. I'm feeling real sick, and he was like, "Yeah, you're strung out. I can help you out. Let's take a little drive." So it turned into a heroin addict right then. It's been a long time, 15 years.
Okay, so, and I know you've been to prison. How many times have you been to prison?
Hard to say, like 10, 12, a lot. But I was in and out, like the revolving door. Like I'd go in for 6 or 7 months, come out for 2 or 3, go in for a year, be out for 4, the revolving door. Because I had this thing, after my first term, I promised myself I would never report to the parole office. So I felt like they burned me and did me dirty. So it's like, I'm just never going to report. Every time I got out, I'm absconding, running the muck right away. Only make it a little while until they catch you.
Right. So were your charges drug charges?
Nope. Because I was always real paranoid. I would always hide it really good, and I wouldn't go out if I had a lot on me. Or, like I was slick about that. Mine was just like a lot of absconding, some violence, that sort of thing. Stealing, burglary, GTA.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And
I get caught with drugs. Stupid.
Yeah, and you were probably stealing and doing stuff like that, like to help fuel your addiction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm the reason why Home Depot wants a receipt now, because I burned that place out. They said, "Yeah, you return with no receipt." Like, what? Okay, I'll be right back.
Me and my friends, we did the same thing here at Home Depot for like 2 years.
Yeah, me too.
I think every tweaker has in their whole life has either done Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. Remember before Walmart had like all that security and you could just roll TVs out the front door?
Yeah. Or you can go. Yeah, do you remember that? I have seen people do that. Yeah, it's crazy. Or you could steal it and just go right to the return counter without even going outside.
Right. Yes. Oh my God. Like you can't even do that anymore. But back in the day, you could just literally do that, and it was like the fattest, easiest lick to hit.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay,
I can't feel no more with all these tattoos though. With all these tattoos, I can't feel. So I told people, I'd say, look, I'll go in there and just walk around, look real suspicious with a freaking tank top on, looking real shady, and you go in there clean cut, and you could be stealing off in the corner. They won't even notice you. They'll be focused on me.
Right.
I tried it, but I think it's a good idea.
Diversion. You created a diversion.
They're on me, like white on rice. Anytime I go into a store, so they're on me. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you doing? Okay, so you got on heroin. You're an IV heroin addict, yeah?
Yep. I lost my veins. Then I had to start muscling it.
Okay.
Have you heard of people losing their veins?
I've never done that. What happened? Why does that happen?
I don't know. I was asking somebody this morning. I have no idea. I don't know if it's just you poke all kinds of holes in them, they get deflated, or I don't know if they're sick of the abuse, so they go underground and hide. But yeah, they're gone. Like I used to have big veins, now they're not there. I went to the hospital.
They collapse. That's what I hear people say. But I never had that happen to me. And I've never had to I never muscled. I never had to do that. But what is that? Did you get a lot of infections from having to do that?
I have had a couple abscesses from muscling it. I've had to go in and stuff to have surgery and all that. So yeah, but it's better than like if you don't have no veins. You ever see that person just poke? That makes me sick. Like I can't get down with that. So
when you muscle heroin, does it make you high right away like it does when you hit a vein?
Yep, it does. Especially when that's how you're used to doing it, and you have like an acquired taste, and you're looking forward. Every kind of like little drug thing, like looking forward to certain things. Like if you snort, some people really look forward to the burn, some people don't. Like with muscling, you kind of look forward to the burn. If you can feel it, oh, it's burning. Okay, I'm good. There's all kinds of different things. You know what I'm saying? Little details when you're using drugs, like, oh, okay, start looking forward to it after a while, even though it's a painful or sorry thing, So even muscling, yeah, there's little things there. Definitely.
What do you think? What was the lowest point, your rock bottom, that you finally realized you were like, I can't live this life anymore. I got to do something.
In 2013. Yep, 2013, about June or July, August, somewhere around there. Yeah, that was rock bottom for me. That's when I got clean, and I kicked heroin cold turkey in my house. And no reason I'm on methadone going through all this bull crap right now is because I got strung out on Norcos. Believe that? Kicking cold turkey and then getting strung out on Norco 2 years later.
So
And I've been struggling.
what happened
So
in 2013 that made you say, I don't want to do this? What happened? Like, were you just laying in your house and you were like, I don't want to get high anymore? Like, what made you shift?
okay, well, I'd already discharged 2 prison numbers, getting a little bit older. I didn't want to be up in the mix. And then I had a little boy by now. And so I had this apartment I was hanging out in 2013 where I can just get high for free. Just hang out all day long. There's a couple of dealers there. They love me. I would like, I don't want to say I was the muscle, but like, you ain't going to roll on my homeboy if I'm here type deal. Like, get me high and I got your back. And so I could just hang out at that apartment like all day long, get high for free. And so the manager or whatever sold it. They came in and just flipped that apartment, got all the dope fiends and drug addicts out, dope dealers out. So all the users that I knew started going to this one dude, but he didn't like me because his girlfriend was my ex. So I really had like nowhere to get it. And it was like, and I had to get it, I'd have to have money. And like, how am I going to get money unless I go out and just, someone comes up short, and I don't want to do all that. So I was like, man, and I called my wife and I was like, 'cause she's sober, always trying to, try to get me to be clean and all that. And I was like, oh, I'm ready. And I remember I was 4 miles from my house. And I called her. I'm like, okay, I want to be clean. I'm ready to come get me. It's like, all right, walk. I had to walk 4 miles home. The whole way home, I was like praying, just telling God, look, give me another chance, give me a new life. And like I was just done at that point.
So you have a wife and you have a little boy.
Yeah,
and
not together though, but yeah.
Okay, so are you still married to your wife?
Yes.
Are y'all in a relationship or are y'all on good terms? Good or bad terms?
Yeah, we're good. I mean, we bump heads every day, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we live here together. We're like totally opposites, polar opposites, But sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes, But yeah, we're cool. She just wants me off the shit, man. She's sober and clean. She don't mess around. She don't get it. Like right now, my methadone story. I'm detoxing, got off the methadone. I was 40 days clean off of it. And then I just failed. I start chipping on Subutex. I just crash course, epic fail. And now I'm back on the Subutex and she just is not feeling it. She does not understand. Like, I thought you were getting off the methadone. Wait, you were clean and not what? You're getting back on Suboxone. Like, she just doesn't understand. So.
Well, okay. But is she in recovery too?
No.
She's not an addict?
No. Definitely not.
Oh, okay. So why did she want you to get off Subutex so bad? If you're okay, listen, here's my deal with that. You're doing good. You're staying clean. What you got on Subutex, I know you feel like you failed because you got off methadone and you were 40 days clean. I watched your video and you took kratom, right?
I did take some kratom, yes.
You took kratom after the 40 days, and then that's what happened. Was that what made you want to get back on Suboxone, or was that like you were like, oh, now tell me what happened?
Okay, what killed it for me? And if the guy watching this video, my homeboy, I don't want him to feel bad. But when I was going into this detox thing, I was on 55 milligrams of methadone. I've been on it for 2 years. All of a sudden, I got stuck in my head. I'm getting off. So I tapered way too fast. Like, I don't advise anybody to do what I did because it didn't work. I dropped 3 milligrams a day. So I went from 55 milligrams to 4 in just 16 days. And while that's going on, a friend of mine drops off 20 freaking Subutex 2 milligram pills. Like, here, you might need these if it gets a little rough. And I'm just like, now it's all I can think about when I'm laying in bed, not feeling good, like hurting, come withdrawals. It's like, damn, those freaking Subutex. Like, I'll take one now and that's it, for sure. And I'll take, wait a minute, one more before bed and then that's it for sure. And then tomorrow morning, it's like, I'm just going to have one more and then that's it. And before you know it, I've burned through them. And now I'm feeling withdrawal symptoms. It's like, am I sick? I got strung out of Subutex or is it the methadone? What's going on? So I messed up my detox by chipping on these damn Subutex pills.
Aww.
And I was taking them.
Hey, listen to me. So, you didn't mess anything up. You're right where you're supposed to be where you're at right now. Obviously, there's a reason why all this is happening. And maybe you went down. I believe that going down 3 milligrams a day, like, I can't believe you. Why were you going down so fast? Why are you rushing? Who are you trying to beat?
I just felt like I had a little window of time. It made sense at the time. And like, I've kicked heroin probably like 10 times in county jail, and I know what that feels like. And I knew the pain was going to be there and the discomfort, but I was like, I'll smoke a gang of weed and I'll just watch TV. I can get through it. I was not prepared for the mental aspect, the depression and all that. And I don't remember that ever being like that with the heroin, but I think because if I was detoxing or kicking heroin in jail, the depression I'm feeling, it's like I'm fighting a case, I'm in jail. Of course I'm bummed out. So I didn't really think it caused it. And then this time getting off the methadone, man, big time depression. And like, I'm not a depressed guy. I like try to be positive. And so it was just dark thoughts and like a bleak outlook on life. And I had a plan right in the middle. It's like, what kind of plan is this? It all fell apart. I'm bummed out. So it made it easy to start taking those subjects.
Oh.
So
Right.
So let's talk about this, Nicole. I want your opinion on this because people say, and there's a stigma attached, they do want to say if you're on methadone or Suboxone, they have a hard time saying that's recovery and you're doing a good thing and I'm proud of you. They just want to say, you're just druggy. You're just one drug to the next. You're on dope. Like, it's aggravating that people don't get that it's recovery.
Mm-hmm. You want to know what I think about that?
Hmm?
I'll tell you what I think about that. There's a difference between dependency and addiction. Okay. Being dependent on methadone or Suboxone and going to a clinic and going to your meetings, meeting with your doctor, taking your drug tests, doing your therapy, that is part of the recovery process at the clinic if you do Suboxone or methadone. Okay, when you get on those medications, you're going to become physically dependent on them because the body does that, because methadone is a full agonist and Suboxone is a partial agonist. Okay, with addiction comes negative consequences, negative side effects: stealing, cheating, lying, selling ourselves, selling our medication, running out of our medication early. If those things aren't if you're not having those things happening during your treatment with methadone or Suboxone, then you're dependent on the medication. Addiction comes with all those negative things, and so I think a lot of people get it confused. They say, you're just trading addictions when really that's not what it is. I'm not selling my for Suboxone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm not stealing and robbing folks for Suboxone. I go to a doctor and I legitimately get a prescription for it. I'm dependent.
Nor are you getting high. Nor are you getting high.
No, not at all. I mean,
I know nothing's like some drug and not even getting high. So.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are ignorant because they don't understand that with Suboxone, there's a ceiling effect to it. Okay, the reason people I think you can get high on Suboxone is because when you first get prescribed it, there is like a window of 3 or 4 days where it's going to knock you on your ass if you're opiate naive, if you have never, if you haven't came off opiates, and so it's going to knock you on your butt. But once you get past that window and you're taking Suboxone every day, you are not getting high at all. It's impossible. The only way that can happen, and this is what happens: you have people who are dishonest. They divert their medication and they take it only once every 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. So they take their dose on Monday, then they don't take it again till Friday. On Friday, they're fucked up. That's because the medicine gets out of their system and that ceiling is gone. That's what's happening, I think that judgment from people, it's unfortunate because we're all addicts. Mm-hmm. We're all trying to stay sober and live our lives right. So I don't see, and it's also, you know what else it is? It's the need to feel superior.
Oh, yeah.
It's the need to say, I've got this and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
him down, made me feel better.
Right. I don't want what you have. If you have to put down my recovery, I don't want what you got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I created this channel because I was not finding the support I needed on maintenance medication from other recovering addicts. So I said, fuck yeah, I'll start my own community. You know what I'm saying?
Glad you did.
And it's been the bomb.
It has been bomb.
You know what I mean?
I'll say that. Yes, it has.
And
it's an awesome channel.
I want everybody who is on maintenance to know that they're not alone. That's why I'm like, listen, man, I know you want to get off because your wife wants you to get off, and you have this like idea that I'm going to get off and this is how things are going to be. But like focus on getting into therapy and doing some things to work on the inside, because just like you said, when you got off, the depression, that's what happens. It's psychologically what happens when we get off these maintenance medications or anything. When you get sober, the same thing happens. Your mind starts fucking you.
It does, big time.
You know?
Have you heard this one too? When people say like the withdrawals, I was telling people I'm gonna go through these withdrawals. No, it's all in your head, man. It's in your head. No, it's not in your head. Withdrawal symptoms are definitely not in your head. It's a real pain, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the physical pain is real, but I'm telling you, I could withdraw physically all day long, it's my mind that
I
messes
know.
with me.
Yeah, that's the rough part. That's the part made me tap out.
You know,
Couldn't
it's
do it.
like dark thoughts. Like you start thinking, I'm not worth it. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I might as well just die. I'm never going to get through this. And that's why I just like, I started asking myself, why am I rushing to get off a medication that's saving my life?
Exactly.
Why
Yep.
am who am I racing against?
Yeah.
Myself. I'm doing this to myself. I'm competing with myself, and I'm going to end up like I'm going to fuck up if I keep on trying to push myself too hard. So I just
Yeah.
started pulling back and taking it slow. Like I only go down, listen to this. I go down 2 milligrams every third month.
I was gonna ask you, what's your dose anyway?
I'm on 6 milligrams. I was on 12, and I only see my doctor. So the way it works here is you work your way up to phases. And so I'm on a quarterly phase. So I only have to go to the doctor. So like say I go to the doctor on January. I won't go to the doctor again till March. So
Dang.
yeah, every third month. And so every third month I've dropped down 2 milligrams. So that
And
way my body has 2 months to adjust to that 2 milligram drop.
Mhm.
And
You
even
haven't felt it?
if I get down too low and I don't feel like I can do it, I'll just stay where I'm at.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I was letting other people's opinion and the fact that they were telling me I needed to be off rush me into getting off.
hmm
I've
Yeah, it's
seen
kind of.
so many people get off and relapse.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want that to happen to anybody, you know?
I am glad I went through all of it because I could say that Suboxone is better than methadone. So I'm happier in that sense. It's a better
Tell me what
medication.
your opinion is on that. Why do you say that?
Well, because the methadone really makes you pour sweat. So I hated so much about it. And I went to work today. I went and help these people out in their backyard, and I was sweating. I could kind of feel, okay, Suboxone makes you sweat a little bit. Nothing like that methadone. That methadone is like supernatural. It's so funny. It'd be January. I'm out there working. My coworkers is totally sweat, and they'd be like, "What are you on?" It's like your shirt is like soaking wet. It's 50 degrees outside. I'd bring all these extra t-shirts with me and try to change on the download. Like, well, your shirt just red. Ah, leave me alone. So yeah, but it's Suboxone. The sweat is not nearly as bad.
No, it's not. I've been on both, so I know. My husband was on methadone for years, and when I met him, it caused him to gain weight, and he would sweat so much. But then he got off methadone and got on Suboxone. He lost all that weight, and now he's like doesn't even sweat that much. But it made me pour sweat too. But that wasn't the only reason. Like I prefer Suboxone. I prefer it because I don't have to go to the clinic every day.
Exactly. I had all my take on that. But does
It,
Suboxone make you grouchy at all?
uh, no, you know what? And I don't like to say, hey, this is a side effect of the Suboxone because I don't know if it is. But I feel like what Suboxone does for to me is it almost makes me like kind of just like bait. Like I don't have any lack of motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's because of the Suboxone, because it could be just because I've come off of, I mean, I was an IV meth head for so many years and opiate. And so I was always tweaky, always running around and, you know, so it could be that I just like don't know what it feels like to not be high, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I know Suboxone kind of goes.
do what?
I feel like Suboxone gives me energy a little bit.
You
So,
know,
but it,
I've heard people say that too. Like when they first wake up in the morning, they take their medication that they feel like it gives them a pep in their step. I I think the lower I go down on my dose, the more I'm feeling more like I cry a lot more now that I've gotten down lower, and I cried a lot before, but I cry even more now, and I'm like, oh God, if this is what I have to look forward to when I get off Suboxone, I'm gonna be crying forever, you know. But I'm just listening to you. I want you to know that there's not any rush. Like you don't got to rush to get off of Suboxone. Take your time.
yeah. Nothing I'm messing up is I feel like I'm in between because I went into it getting on Suboxone that I wanted like a really low dose. And even I told the doctor just prescribe me 2 milligrams. He's like, no, he's like, that's not gonna help. You don't want that. I said, listen, I want it low dose. He said, no way. He goes, look, I'll give you the 2. And then an hour later, I'll give you also take home of 4 milligrams. So you have 2 pills later, because trust me, you're going to need them. And so I was taking the 2, and then I would take the 4, and I still feel like it's kind of low, like I'm in between. I feel like I should maybe go to 8 for a while. See, I feel like I'm in between dose, and it's making me kind of grouchy. You know, when you feel like you're not quite well, and you're like on the cusp of like, I don't feel all the way good. So I don't want to play around and keep a low dose just for the sake of a low dose, That's not cool.
Exactly. If you need to, go up to the 8, stay there for a good week to 2 weeks and make sure like, hey, I feel great. I'm doing good. I mean, honestly, every person is different. I know some people that they'll come on, and this is why I say like, no dose is a low dose. Everyone's body is different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had to really start changing the way I say things and stuff, because like I think 6 milligrams is a low dose, but that's because I was on 12 milligrams. I know people who I told them I was on 12 milligrams and they're on 24, and they're like, you're only on 12 milligrams, but it's all in your perception.
I know, because right now I'm thinking to myself, I better not get that 8 because Nicole's only on 6. So I see what you mean.
And it's because we compare ourselves to other people. But you and me are totally different. You're a man. I'm a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, your chemistry and your body is different. And so it's so easy to compare ourselves. I do it all the time. I catch myself comparing my recovery to other people's recovery and thinking, am I doing enough? Even on YouTube, I'm like, am I making enough videos? Am I supporting enough people? Am I in the comment section letting people know I'm here?
You are. I'll say yes to all those things.
I'm obsessive over it because I want to make sure that I'm doing the most I can. So just like in my addiction, I'm over here like over the top on everything. It's like, it's almost like it's too much sometimes. It's overkill. So I got to pull it back. Like you said, you got to keep them waiting sometimes.
Yeah, you did.
See? Sorry, that was my dryer.
That's why I messed up.
Go ahead.
When I first had my channel, and then I put some videos out, and just like obsessing over the subs, and like I caught myself, I get up, use the restroom at 2 in the morning, I grab my phone, like, let me see how many subs I have. And it was just like taking over, like into the comment section. So finally one day I was like, you know what? This channel is working me. I'm not working this channel. And I erased all my videos, turned it all the way off, erased my Instagram, and it sat like that for a couple of days. And I felt bad. Like, that's not really fair, because I did have people who were sub and they're like into it and want to know what's going on. So then I started putting videos out, put a video out, like kind of like not really apologizing, but meltdown. Hello. So I'm just unstable right now, just with the detox, the 40 days detox, and it made me like flip out, erase all my videos, change my name like 3 different times. So, but now I think I'm good. I know.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know what the name of his channel is. I know it was Methadone Detox, and I went over there and saw it, and it was something about prison. Then I went back over.
Yeah, it's a Bible verse. Right. Yeah.
Just make it your name.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to keep it where it's at and just see what happens, but no more erasing it. And I do, like, a lot of the stories I told, like, I told the story, obviously, so I can re-put those videos up. So I plan on doing that. But yeah, I just got in my head now that I'm going to work the channel. I'm not going to work me.
Yeah. Share your experience. Like, honestly, like, I just share my experience on my channel. Now, some people have like niches that they fit into, like they got the prison channels. I mean, we really lucked out that Josh let us come on his channel. That was a miracle.
That was a blessing.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Because really, like, now our message can get out to more people, and that's what was so awesome about it. It's like all these people came over from his channel, and it was like, I couldn't stop crying for like days after that happened. I was so excited. I was so grateful,
It was really cool. Yeah. But I was already subscribed to you before, though.
I know. Don't get discouraged, though, if you look at your channel and you're like, do you know how long it took me to get to like 500 subscribers?
How long?
It took me almost a year. It took me like 9 months. Then once I got over 500 subscribers, it seemed like things started picking up a little bit. But then I got to 1,000. And once I got to 1,000, then I started like really trying to collab with people. I'll tell you something that really has helped me out a lot. I go on podcasts. I go on other people's channels. Whoever will have me, I'm going. You know what I mean? And it's just, I really enjoyed doing YouTube. Like, I love it. I love being able to talk to other people. I love being able to support people. And that's important to me. Like, I feel like I'm finding my people, you know what I mean, here on YouTube. And I get excited to see everybody. I get excited to come over and watch videos and see people like that are tapering on their medication and getting to their point. But I really want you to do this. Do you promise me you'll do this? I want you to get on your medication, get on a stable dose, and I want you to look into like some kind of, like, are you seeing a therapist? Are you seeing a counselor?
No.
Like, for
Well,
real?
they make you see a counselor at the medical clinic, but it's real like it's not official. It's just more like sign here, sign there type deal,
No, you need to see a real somebody that you can really sit down and talk to and be like, this is how I feel. And you need to be able to let someone know that stuff that happened to you when you were younger and the fear that you had, like all those things. I know you're a man and men don't like to talk about their feelings, but it will change your life if you do that. I'm telling you. It was the best thing I ever did was get into therapy and start talking to somebody,
Are you still there?
Yeah.
And it helps? Okay.
Oh, do you know how crazy I am? I got to see somebody at least once a month. And then I have a sponsor that I talk to every single day. And she's just a woman who's in recovery, who's been sober for a long time. And I can talk to her about anything. And a lot of the times she just tells me, I don't know what to tell you anymore, Nicole. You're going to do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. But it helps to be able to talk to somebody. And that's the main thing that's been therapeutic for me, is being able to share what I'm going through and how I'm feeling. And I also know that if you could run what you are thinking you should do by somebody else that's been there before you have been there, then you would save yourself a lot of struggle. Like, I know your wife loves you and she wants you to get off of the medication, but you need someone who's been there before that you can talk to and say, hey, I really want to get off this, but this is where I'm at. And I believe that if you had been able to talk to somebody, you wouldn't have even gone through all of what you've been gone through. You would probably still be tapering slowly down off the methadone. But what's done is done. We can't go back and change it. All you can do now is push forward from here on out. But like I said, I would go so slow and just chill out, man. The holidays are coming. Eat you some good food. Hang out with your family.
Best time of the year.
Yes. So I'm just so glad that you were able to come on the channel and hang out with me. I know that, I just want to help you, and I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing and never let anyone judge you about your recovery or tell you that you're not. Just remember this: anybody who has to tell you about your recovery isn't focusing on their own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Very good point.
Anyway, I love you, man. You can come on my channel anytime you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I want to do part 2 sometime. Thank you very much. And I want to say you've been very instrumental too, because this is one of the first channels I found when I started my methadone detox. And I love it, man. I could just tell that you're really sincere. Like, I got a bullshit detector, and I could tell if someone's just running that drag. But like, you are just totally sincere, and like, I love you to death. You're awesome. And just thank you so much, man. I just really thank you for being there. You're solid.
You can call me anytime. Don't get me crying now, because I'll start crying and then we'll all be crying. Okay.
Okay. All right, girl.
All right. I'm going to link your channel and all that stuff, and I'm going to tell everybody to come subscribe. So be looking out. Okay.
All right. All right, girl. Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye. Woo! Okay, you guys, we had another successful interview. I am so glad that he came on the channel. He is so freaking sweet. I love him. I love him. You guys, if we lived in the same state, we'd be best friends. I'd be dragging his ass around with me everywhere. Yes, I love him. So yes, you guys, like, we all can learn from each other. If you're in a situation like Splinter was in and you're struggling and you're thinking, I need to get off this, please, will you guys do something for me? Will you guys just pause and just take it slow? Okay. Remember, who are you racing against? Take your time. really, really think about it and just go slow and get into some therapy, get into some kind of program and start talking to somebody about what you're going through. Because I'm telling you, the hardest thing is that depression, that anxiety, and all the psychological stuff that comes when we try to get off of drugs and alcohol. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have a really good night, and I'll see you guys Wednesday for our next interview, okay? All right, you guys, good night.